How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Courageous Frights. I'm Sean, and today I'm going to be giving my first reactions to Dragon Ball Super Superhero, which I just saw in the theater. So, this movie is a very different kind of Dragon Ball film. So, if you're expecting Vegeta and Goku, you might be a bit disappointed with this one, but instead the focus is on Piccolo and Gohan, which if you saw the trailers, you kind of know this. If you followed along with any of the promotional material, this has been kind of clear since the beginning of the promotion for the movie. But personally, I thought that was a really good thing for them to do because lately they've had a lot of problems with it just being the Goku Vegeta show. So this time around, we start with a flashback to the beginning of Dragon Ball and Goku's history with the Red Ribbon Army. So it's a little bit like Dragon Ball Super Broly, where we got the flashback to the beginning of like the Saiyans and early Frieza and all that kind of stuff, 40 years prior, what have you. This one goes back and does like a recap of everything the Red Ribbon Army has done from original Dragon Ball to Cell and then up to the present. And we get the backstory of Dr. Gero or Gero, however you want to say it, depending on which dub you listen to. And we get his family background because one of the characters is Dr. Hedo, and that is Dr. Gero's grandson. And the current people in the Red Ribbon Army, Magenta, is, I believe, the son of General Red from the original Dragon Ball. And he's trying to set up a new program and bring back the Red Ribbon Army to their former greatness, kind of. And he has like these new androids, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, who are like superheroes, hence the name of the film. And he gets Dr. Gero's grandson to join the new Red Ribbon Army and to work on a secret project that he has planned. And you'll find out what that is later as the film progresses. So that's kind of the main plot, is that the Red Ribbon Army has returned, something's going on, but we need to find out what. And Goku and Vegeta are off world on planet Beerus, and they're with Broly, and of course Lemo and Chilai, the characters that were with Broly in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, they're on the planet as well. And the entire movie, Goku and Vegeta are basically just training. They're fighting each other, quite literally fighting each other the entire movie, mostly off screen. And we get a bit of that at the end, the post-credit scene. We get back to that. But the core of the plot of this film is actually Piccolo. And Piccolo finds out that something's going on with the Red Ribbon Army. And so he sneaks into their facility and he finds out that there's kind of like a secret base hidden away in this facility. And it's almost like Wakanda. If you've seen Black Panther, the way that there's like this facade on the outside and then you go through a force field or something and then there's like this whole world like hidden away. That's how the Red Ribbon Army base is structured. And so Piccolo decides, he needs help. And so he tries to get Gohan to join, but Gohan's busy doing his professor academia stuff. So then Piccolo goes to Dende to try to get him to unlock his potential like Guru did in the old Dragon Ball Z series. But Dende can't really do it. But then Dende instead does something to Shenron, the dragon, to grant Piccolo the wish of like unlocking his potential. And so they do that. Turns out Bulma already has the Dragon Balls and they have 3 wishes. So Piccolo wishes for his potential to be unlocked. Shenron does this, and then Shenron says that he gave him something extra, and we'll find out what that is later. And Bulma kind of wastes the wishes on ridiculous things because this is Dragon Ball and it's usually humorous. So she asks for like a firmer butt and longer eyelashes or something ridiculous. It's like the last movie, the Broly movie, where she wanted to be 5 years younger or something like that. So we get more of that comedy with Bulma, but Piccolo gets his wish. Then Piccolo goes back to the base and infiltrates the Red Ribbon Army. He finds out what's going on. He finds out that they're working on a secret experiment, which this is spoiler review. So the secret experiment is something called Cell Max. So this is a new version of Cell, but it's very different than the old Cell, and we don't see it till the very end of the movie. And so another side plot is that Piccolo has been training Pan, and he's trying to get Pan to be able to fly, and Pan's like in kindergarten at this point. So she's very strong, but she's still extremely inexperienced. So Piccolo infiltrates the base, he gets some more information, and then he finds out that they're interested in Gohan, of course, because Gohan was the guy that defeated Cell in the first place. So, and the Red Ribbon Army convinced Dr. Hedo to join because they convinced him that Bulma and Capsule Corporation are like evildoers because they're working with aliens or what have you, which is kind of true. But anyway, Piccolo overhears their plot, and they decide that they're going to kidnap Pan to draw Gohan to the facility. And Piccolo actually goes along with this because Piccolo doesn't want to hurt Pan, of course, but Piccolo very much wants Gohan to break through his barriers and to reach his ultimate potential to defend the planet. So he goes along with the plan of kidnapping Pan. Pan knocks out one of the guys, the Red Ribbon Army guy, and then Piccolo reveals himself, and then Pan kind of plays along with it and decides to go with Piccolo and pretend to be captured. And that's enough to draw Gohan out. And then Gohan goes to the base along with eventually Bulma arrives with Goten and Trunks and Krillin and 18, but that's a little bit later. Gohan comes to the base and he fights Gamma 2, or no, Gamma 1. One of them. He fights one of them, and then Piccolo reveals himself and fights the other one. And they're kind of testing Gohan. And Piccolo is doing it to try to get Gohan to break through his limits. So Gohan can get to Super Saiyan very easily, and he can get to Mystic Gohan with a lot of like effort. He can't do it easily, but he can still do it. Yeah, so there's a pretty cool fight with the Gamma androids, and then it eventually escalates and everything kind of breaks down. Cell Max gets unleashed towards the end. But before that happens, Piccolo gets a new form. So he got his potential unlocked, and that makes him kind of this yellow-green color without the lines going through his arms. And then there's another form where he's this big giant, like bulked out, like Chad Piccolo that's orange. And I think it's literally just called Orange Piccolo or something. It's a little strange. But with that form, he's easily able to defeat the Gamma 2 that he's fighting. I think it's the one he was fighting. And Gohan is able to defeat the other Gamma, but the Gamma characters aren't evil. They do believe that they're superheroes. And then once Cell Max is revealed and they find out the Red Ribbon Army is actually evil, they switch sides and they join Gohan and company. So eventually Cell Max breaks out. Cell is this gigantic version, like evil twisted version of the semi-perfect Cell, the one that kind of had like a frog face. So, which I believe is Toriyama's favorite version of Cell. I think he said in interviews, so that's why it's maybe not surprising that version appeared. But it's huge. It's like almost Ozaru size. Like it's this big kind of almost kaiju. And it takes all of them to defeat it. And Piccolo gets back into his orange form. Gamma 2 actually gets defeated in the process of trying to save Dr. Hedo, I believe. And he does actually die. So Gamma 2 dies in the film, but Gamma 1 survives. And then Goten and Trunks are there. They fuse, but they screw up the fusion. And you get the fat Gotenks, which I can't remember the name for that. And there's a lot of comedy in this film, but there is actually quite a bit of action. It's not really that much a slice of life film, which people thought it would be. It's more of like infiltrating a base, finding out the plot, and then setting up the big fight, goading Gohan to come out of his house and actually do something. And that's basically the whole plot of the movie, is to get Gohan back to being like a top tier Z fighter. And they do that here because Cell Max nearly kills Piccolo, even though Piccolo's in his orange form, and then Piccolo uses his old power to grow really big so that he's like the same size as Cell Max. And Cell Max is just wrecking Piccolo. Like, he almost kills him. And that's enough to make Gohan snap. And it's like when Gohan snapped in his fight with Cell the last time, where they have the red line go through his head and the screen split. So like that happens again, but he gets a new form, which is insane. It's like white-haired Gohan with crazy spiky hair. It really reminds me of the old fan-made Super Saiyan 5 artwork from like the early 2000s or whatever. He has red eyes, so it's almost like Ultra Instinct, but not. And he kind of looks like a cross between the Super Saiyan 5 and maybe something from like My Hero Academia or something. He's got wild hair. He's got like this one piece of hair. It's like sticking out in front. And Gohan gets his new crazy form. Piccolo uses his stretchy arms to wrap up Cell Max, and then Gohan actually kills Cell Max with a special beam cannon. So he uses Piccolo's special move to kill Cell Max, like shoots it, like, charges up and fires right through Cell Max's head, which kills him. And that's basically the movie. Like, it pretty much wraps up after that. Everybody's happy. Everybody's safe at the end, except for Gamma 2, who died saving the planet. And so now Gohan is once again a top tier character, which I guess is the whole point of this movie. So they were trying to prove that you could stop a planetary level threat without Goku or Vegeta. And they succeed. And then there's a post-credit scene. Remember, Goku and Vegeta have been fighting the entire time. And then there's a post-credit scene where they're both so exhausted they can't even move. Goku moves in the punch, and then Vegeta does like the weakest punch ever, but it's enough to knock Goku down. And then Vegeta wins the fight. So I guess for the Vegeta fans out there, Vegeta beat Goku. Again. This is like the third time Vegeta's beaten Goku. But okay, so Vegeta wins. So what did I think of Dragon Ball Super Superhero? Well, I don't like it as much as Dragon Ball Super Broly. That movie was phenomenal. But I will say this was a lot of fun. The animation style was actually really good. So a lot of people had reservations because it's kind of 3D animated. In fact, if you look at the credits, it says Unreal Engine at one point in the special effects department. And there's a few scenes that it looks like a video game, but for the most part, it works. And there's some really cool action sequences towards the end of the movie. The pacing's a little slow at the beginning, but once you realize what's going on, it picks up. I also watched this movie without subtitles, so if you have subtitles or if you're watching it dubbed, you may have a more enjoyable experience. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty briskly paced. It's got good action. It's good seeing the other characters. You see a lot of the side characters. You even see Korin and Yajirobe at one point. We get all those flashbacks to original Dragon Ball, the plot tie-ins. We also get the first ever glimpse of Android 21 in a canon thing, except for it's not really Android 21. It's the human version. So Dr. Gero's wife is like Vomi or something. But she looks exactly like Android 21 in Dragon Ball Fighters. So that was a cool nod. And we get to see that their biological son, looked like Android 16. So that's where that model came from. But yeah, overall, I thought it was really cool. A lot of fun. Good seeing other characters besides just Goku and Vegeta. I'm a huge Vegeta fan, but even I want to see other characters. And Gohan has been a long neglected character in the franchise. So for my rating out of 10, I would give this movie an pretty solid 8 out of 10. It was a lot of fun, and I definitely recommend checking it out. If you can see it in Japan, do so. It's coming out, I believe, in America on August 8th. Don't quote me on that date, but it's somewhere around that time. So not too much longer. And of course, it'll have an English dub when it's released in theaters. I don't know how wide the release will be. Probably pretty wide though, because Crunchyroll recently purchased Funimation and they're trying to do like this big all-out push for a lot of their properties. So you'll probably be able to find it in most areas. You might have to drive a little bit, but you'll be able to find it. So that's going to be it for my impromptu kind of rambling first thoughts reaction to Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this one, consider subscribing for more videos like this in the future, as well as our weekly podcast and any other videos I make. I make all kinds of videos, going to do a lot more different types of videos in the future as well. So thanks for watching and have a fantastic day. See ya.